This is Scott Bessent's main reason for backing this guy up. Scott Bessent wants more money. Scott Bessent isn't rich enough for Scott Bessent. Scott Bessent's a billionaire. So Scott Bessent said, hey, I'm willing to take more of your money and hand it over to this puppet we placed in Argentina so I can make more money. And my buddies that invested, sadly, into this horrific government that we set up and told them how to run it, we can't lose. This is his excuse for why they did it.
The Trump administration recently extended a $20 billion lifeline to Argentina that has gotten some bipartisan criticism, Mr. Secretary, including from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. I'll read you a little bit of what she wrote. She says, quote, Americans are getting decimated with high cost of living and skyrocketing insurance costs. Many of them have zero savings and some are maxing out credit cards to survive. Tell me how it's America first to bail out a foreign country with 20 or even 40 billion taxpayer dollars. How is this move America first, Mr. Secretary?
Well, Kristen, it is America first because we are supporting a U.S. ally. There will be no taxpayer losses. This is a swap line. This is not a bailout. And it is from the Exchange Stabilization Fund, which Treasury, I control at Treasury. It is never registered a loss. It is not going to register a loss this time. We are supporting a U.S. ally in Latin America, and we want to set the tone in Latin America because look at what's going on in Venezuela. It is a failed narco state, and I'm a big fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think she's a fantastic voice in Congress. But please let me finish. So we think it is much better to use American economic power up front to stabilize a friendly government and lead the way, because we've got many other governments. We've got many other governments in Latin America, Bolivia, Ecuador, Paraguay, who all want to follow. So I would rather extend a swap line than be shooting at the boats carrying drugs as we're having to coming out of Venezuela.
This is why it's so hard to lie for Donald Trump. He has to cover up the fact that he's trying to make more money by investing into Argentina with our money, number one. Number two, he has to bring up the drug lies that they keep saying about drug boats. He'd rather give away a whole bunch of money to supplement his latest, investments and his buddies' investments, and then say it's about the drug trade. Nobody's buying it. Especially, again, as I pointed out, Scott Bessent's trying to be the standard. He's trying to be the one who's the smart guy, who's telling you things like it is that no one's really listening to. But the problem is the president always undercuts him. Scott Bessent's actually on this plane. Scott Bessent is standing behind Donald Trump while he says stupid shit and exposes and gives away the whole game.
Wow, what a great question that is. I love that question because that was a big win in Argentina. I want to congratulate the victor, and he was a big victor, and he had a lot of help from us. He had a lot of help. I gave him an endorsement, very strong endorsement, and it was really unexpected to have a victory of that. Some people thought it would be hard to win, and not only did he won by a lot. So Argentina, that was a great thing, and I give Scott and I give James and everybody, Marco, a lot of credit for that because we are sticking with a lot of the countries in South America. We're focused very much on South America, and we're getting a real strong handle on South America in a lot of ways, including the fact that we don't want their drugs. We don't want drugs coming into our country.
Donald Trump says we helped him win. I want to congratulate the victor. He got a lot of help from us. We interfered in a foreign election and took our puppet, placed him in it, used American tax dollars and money to go feed him more after he failed around, and we need to keep him there so we can make our money back. We took more American dollars and fed him even more. And I want to congratulate myself because, no one knew that we could pull it off. No one knew we could pull off that kind of interference in someone else's elections. No one knew it. He gives away the game because he just doesn't care. Here's another part of how he gave away the game. Remember, Scott Bessent wants to avoid the fact that they're trying to make money. Donald Trump doesn't avoid that fact.
What do you think this state of the fiscal situation is there now? Do you think you'll have to do another?
Well, we have the all-time
deal?
expert right here. I think right now we've made a lot of money based on that election because the bonds have gone up, their whole debt rating has gone up. You know, that election made a lot of money for the United States. Now, we're not in that for money per se, but if you look at the value of the bonds, the debt, Scott, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I think the great victory in this election, President Milei, I think he is going to expand his coalition, and you know they have some big refinancings next year. But the Argentinian people have spoken. President Trump, that they know that the U.S. is their ally. Thanks to President Trump, we're behind them, and that they're going to be able to fix their fiscal and keep on the road. He's working against 100 years of bad policies, and he's going to break them thanks to the support for the United States.
And we're helping other South American countries also, as you know.
We made a lot of money off of that election. We made a lot of money. We're rolling in it, bro. We took $40 billion that we're going to give them. And however much money and resources we gave to try and make sure that Milei wins or that his people win, that he stays in power, we took it and we made a lot of money. And something triggered in Trump's brain. And he said, oh, I mean, it's not really about the money. It's just all I've been talking about is the money. I don't know. This is the money I've been talking about. So again, he talked about $21 trillion he's brought in, was going to bring in. How much of that money has American citizens seen? How much of that money has gone to you? Because first of all, it's not $21 trillion. He's made $5 billion, he and his family, because he's been profiting off of his positions. How much money has that done for you? I don't have to say, he thinks when he says he's bringing in a lot of money for the United States, what he means is he's bringing in a lot of money for himself and all of the oligarchs that surround him. That's what it is. But if you don't believe it, just check your bank account and see if any of that money is in your bank account. If it's not, it means he's not bringing in any money to you. And if you think it's supposed to come in the form of resources for the United States, ask the folks who are about to have their healthcare subsidies go crazy. Ask the people who are no longer going to have SNAP benefits. Ask the crumbling infrastructure plans. Ask the people who are dying in floods and hurricanes that keep happening as he strips money from that. Where is this money going? All this money that you're making for the United States, where is it showing up? It doesn't have to be in dollars in your bank accounts. Where is it showing up as hospitals are set to close? As you can't afford your kids' after-school programs and daycare. Where is this money showing up? Last clip here, since we're talking about Argentina and all the money he's making. In case you missed it the first time, he really, really wants you to know, because Donald Trump is obsessed with rigging games and saying that he won. He can't stop talking about how he interfered in this election to make some money.
Will they need more support, or would you consider it if they need it?
They might. Yeah, we would consider it. I think they'll be in good shape.
Yeah, we think the market's going to do it from here. Now that he's gotten over this, as I always said, this was a bridge. We've bridged him. Thanks to President Trump's support, he did better than anyone ever expected. The Peronis said it wasn't a fair election because we were running against Donald Trump too. And now I think the market is going to take care of itself and it's going to have a lot of confidence in his policies and the way forward.
The polls were very wrong on that election. I mean, the polls really got it wrong. That was an election they said was going to be lost, and not only was it won, but it was won by a lot. And maybe we did help. I hope we helped.
I hope we helped. Are you guys glad that your money helped and that you don't have it anymore? Just curious.